Israelis of Ethiopian descent have been protesting what they call excessive use of violence by police and racism towards their community. Joining me in the studio today is Fentahun Assefa Dawit, the Executive Director of Tebeka, an advocacy organisation for equality and justice for Ethiopian Israelis. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
The protests in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv were called shortly after the protests in Baltimore began making headlines. To what degree were the Israeli protests influenced by those in America?
I think it's more of a coincidence than influenced by what happened in Baltimore. What happened is the Ethiopian-Israelis have been going through this long time of discrimination, police violence, and socioeconomic challenges. And this has been going on for many, many years. And what triggered this is the actual event when an IDF soldier of Ethiopian descent was beaten up by two police officers. That is what the straw that broke the camel's back.
Do you think the protesters believe that only with violence will they get the kind of media attention that they're looking for?
I think they are aware of what the power of protest and what the power of the media is. The youngsters, these youth, are very much aware of that. That is contrary to the older generation, and therefore they fully understand what the consequences might be, and they are fully understand what the impact of doing things in a way. Having said that, I don't think they intentionally were going for being violent at all.
The younger generation of Israelis of Ethiopian descent have been critical of your generation, saying that the generation has been too passive and accepting of the situation. What do you think about that?
The new generation is not, the generation that came from Ethiopia. They were born here, most of them. They grew up here, and they are more Israelis than the ones who came from Ethiopia. And no one wants to take, being here in Israel, take it, it's because someone is pitying me, or I'm not here because of the other person to pity me or to do me a favor. I'm here because I have the right to be here. This is my country, and therefore they feel they should fight. They should take the matters into their own hands and make things better for the future.
Do you think that Ethiopian Israelis have been cut out from the decision-making process?
I think so. Although as an organization, I have participated in many of the committees, and we formed committees, and there is a culture of divide and rule in this country. In some cases they do it intentionally, in some cases they do it unintentionally. Having said that, the community did not make it into the peak of joining forces and working towards the same one cause. We as an organization, we've been alerting about these issues, these discrimination issues, for the last 15 years. But the system and the governmental and public offices ignored it. We said the writing is on the wall, we should do something about it. Now that these demonstrations are taking place, both the chief of the police and the prime minister, whom we have met, both of them, we've met them separately and together, they have promised they want to do everything, they will do everything to make things better. And although we have, we are very had a lot of promises that were not kept, I want to take their words for whatever they said, and to believe this time they mean business. And if not, I don't want to think what's going to happen in the future.
Well, let's hope something changes. Thank you once again for joining us, Fentahun Assefa Dawit.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm Aimee Amiga, and you're on Haaretz.com.